Parents, grandparents, siblings, friends, and members of the class of 2021. Welcome to the celebration of the Year 6's successful completion of primary school. For members of the class, today marks the end of a 6-year journey in the primary school. Much has been accomplished along the way. Much has been learned through experiences both in and out of the classroom. You have learned how to read and count, add, subtract, multiply and divide. You have learned how to observe and record your observations. You have learned to listen carefully to a pattern and tap it out again. You have learned to create beautiful artwork with a variety of techniques. And you have come to understand the importance of taking care of the natural world. And through the years, you have run and played and experienced exhilaration and disappointment. And through these experiences, you have come to be the person you are today. All that you have learned, you will use for years to come. Here in the primary school, you have developed the foundations upon which the continuation of your academic careers will be built, which is to say that, even though this is an important day and you have much to celebrate, you are really just getting started. 6 years of primary education have whizzed by, and now it's time for you to fly the nest of your primary school off into a much bigger school. Some of you will be leaving behind friends and starting in a school where you know no one at all. In a few short weeks, you will be meeting new friends and teachers who will affect your lives for years to come. Wherever you're off to, I have some advice for you, so listen carefully. Everyone will tell you that you must work hard and do your best. But I also want you to be aware of something that is every bit as important as academic success, and that is your character and reputation. As you know, your character is the type of person you are, and your reputation is the opinions that people hold about you, whether they are true or not. In secondary school, the friends you choose will have a lot of influence on your character and reputation. There's a saying that birds of a feather flock together, so you have to choose your new friends carefully. Do not be tempted to join in when you hear of other people's texting or saying negative things about another child just so that you fit in. Always think for yourself and ask yourself, is it true? Is it kind? And is it necessary? If you've been in my classroom this year, you will know that these words are firmly printed in the front of the class as a daily reminder. You see, words have power. The old saying of sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never harm me is simply not true. Words and name calling can be extremely damaging. Never accidentally or deliberately find yourself involved in verbal or any other kind of bullying. Words can build up a person or they can break a person. Develop a positive character and reputation and use words that build, not damage others. If you should find yourself in the company of people who want to tempt you to do things that you are not sure about, always remember these words. When in doubt, do the right thing. But how will you know if it's the right thing? The right thing is the thing that will make you proud of yourself and your parents and teachers proud of you, even if they can't see you. But sometimes you will make mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes sometimes, even your parents and teachers. If you do, there are two things to do. Be of good character and apologize. And secondly, don't beat yourself up because you made a mistake. Every mistake is an opportunity to learn and grow. The lesson you learn will be very important and will save you from making that mistake again. So remember that words are powerful. And knowing that, strive your best to be a master of English words. Read widely, collect words and develop a love of using them effectively. With bags of good character, care for how you make others feel, and sackloads of vocabulary, you will have the foundations to do your very best at secondary school and throughout your future lives. Diafa International School, class of 2021, have an amazing life. We will now have the Holy Quran recitation by Diana in 6G2.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم عما يتساءلون عن النبأ العظيم الذي هم فيه مختلفون كلا سيعلمون ثم كلا سيعلمون ألم نجعل الأرض مهادا والجبال أوتادا وخلقناكم أزواجا وجعلنا نومكم سباتا وجعلنا الليل لباسا وجعلنا النهار معاشا وبنينا فوقكم سبعا شدادا وجعلنا سراجا وهاجا وأنزلنا من المعصرات ماء ثجاجا لنخرج به حبا ونباتا وجنات ألفافا صدق الله العظيم.
Please stand for the national anthem. Please join us in singing the school song.
Let your light shine for all the world to see. Let your light shine for you and for me. And as we stand together, singing praises to our school, let a light shine, let a light shine. Let this be our first rule. Through every moment of the day and on life's many paths, let every lesson learned or taught be written in our hearts. So as we move from year to year and then into the world, let all the memories remain. Let good ones be unfold. So together let us sing in spirited harmony. Let your light shine for all the world to see. Let your light shine for you and for me. And as we stand together, singing praises to our school, let our light shine, let our light shine. Let us be all one.
Mr. Ian, our school principal, will now address the Year 6 students.
Good morning. First of all, thanks to all of the Year 6 for their effort this year. The time it's taken in lessons, the effort that parents have put in is not just admirable, but remarkable. I say that because we've all done so much this year. I would not have been as possible when we think of this only a year and a half ago, but what we've been able to achieve in the last year has been quite outstanding. As a Microsoft Showcase school, I know that we're all better prepared, but without the staff, and I say this in all honesty, without the staff, it would not have been possible to really deliver the materials and deliver the lessons that I know have gone out this year and made students more able and capable in their future. Not only that, but we have obviously the new facilities for this year that the Year 6 are going to be going into. I say this because it is with huge pride that I say that we are going to be welcoming this new intake of students into the new facilities. And at the same time, we also are launching our new website tonight. So I would just want to make you all aware of the new website launch, which is this evening. So please get yourself on and have a look at that, because it will showcase not just the school, but the facilities and the staff. I want to just really make this a short and sweet presentation. And the reason I want to make it short and sweet is because the presentation really is about the Year 6 and how well they've done in coping with this current pandemic. But I also want to pay a tribute to the Year 6 staff and, more importantly, their leadership within the school, within these classrooms. I would like to make sure that we acknowledge, obviously, Miss Linnell, Sylvia, Mr. Ryan, their efforts within the classroom have been outstanding, and obviously Miss Zoe. But Miss Zoe in particular, though, has been leading this, and it's at this point where I just want to take, I dare say, my hat off, so to speak, just to say well done to her for the immense amount of time and effort it has taken to produce this. What you're maybe not aware of is the amount of time it takes to produce this presentation. I also just want to acknowledge the CSS staff and their support in being able to deliver this. In front of us, we have most capable hands of Mr. Benzian and Mr. Sunil, and without them, it would not have been possible to do this. Ms. Nolene, as the new head teacher as well, has been absolutely fabulous in terms of the transition that we've got as the students move from year 6 into year 7. And on behalf of the SLT, it's been a fantastic introduction for not just Ms. Nolene, but also for the school. So your introduction to year 7 has already been made. It was made a couple of weeks ago when we looked at the new facilities in a transition evening. And it should have given you an idea of how much excitement awaits you. I say this because if, again, you've not been aware of the new facilities, please look at the new website tonight and it will showcase the school. And if any of you as parents and students want to come through and have a look at the school independently, please give us a shout and we can take you through it as a personalised tour. And as principal, I'm delighted to say just well done to all of you. I cannot say how much I'm looking forward to seeing all of you next year in an attempt to making sure that your light continues to shine. Until then, please stay safe, look after yourselves and your families during this pandemic, and thank you so much.
We will now hear from Ms. Alla in the Arabic department and her address to the year 6 students.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله الذي بنعمته تتم الصالحات وبتوفيقه تتحقق المكرمات، والصلاة والسلام على النبي محمد الموصوف بأحسن الصفات وعلى آله وصحبه ومن تبعهم بإحسان من المؤمنين والمؤمنات. حفلنا الكريم، أرحب بكم في منهل العلم أجمل ترحيب، وأحييكم بتحية الإسلام. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. تتشرف مدرستنا في هذا اليوم المبارك بحضوركم لمشاركتنا في حفل تخريج طلاب الصف السادس. هذا اليوم الذي تلتف فيه مدرسة أسرتنا المدرسية لتكون باقة من الياسمين، والكل هنا ينشد النجاح. فأهلا بكم وسهلا كلما رددت فوق المآذن حي على الفلاح. أهلا بكم كلما لامس غصن غصنا، وكلما داعب خرير الماء أذنا. تسعد القلوب بلقياكم وترقص طربا لرؤياكم. طلاب الأعزاء، إن الحياة مليئة بالتحديات، ولقد واجهنا خلال هذه السنة الدراسية تحديا كبيرا في ظل جائحة كورونا، حيث تحولت الدراسة عن بعد. لكن بحمد الله فقد بذلت حكومتنا جهودا جبارة لتذليل الصعوبات، فقد حرصت على ألا تكون هذه الجائحة عائقا عن إكمال مشوار التعليم، بل فتحت المجال أمام توظيف التقنية والاستفادة منها في تيسير العملية التعليمية. تهاني الحارة لكم طلابي الأعزاء بمناسبة تخرجكم من المرحلة الابتدائية. أشكركم على جهودكم وتفانيكم الذي بذلتموه للوصول إلى هذه اللحظة الرائعة. أهلا بكم في حفلنا هذا الذي نطوي به عاما من البذل والعطاء نتمناه محسوبا لنا. اجتهدنا به ولنا أجر الاجتهاد، غرسنا به شتلات الغد، وتابعنا السقيا، وننتظر قطافا طاب، ونحلم أن نرى براعمنا تعانق السماء. حرصنا خلاله على أن نسلحهم بالأدب والعلم، ونأخذ بأيديهم لغرس العادات الصحيحة، ونعودهم على حب الخير واحترام الآخرين. وهنا لا ننسب النجاح إلى شخص أو فرد، بل إلى الأسرة والمدرسة، من إدارة إلى معلمات، يميزهم الترابط والتلاحم وروح الفريق. إلى جميع أولياء الأمور وطلبتنا ومنتسبي السلك التعليمي، بمداد من كلمات الشكر والعرفان نعبر عن عظيم فخرنا وامتناننا لكم. لقد كنتم عند حسن الظن بكم، عطاء وانضباطا وعملا توجتم به نجاحا مميزا لرحلة التعلم عن بعد خلال هذه السنة. نحن اليوم بتكاتفكم وبما أظهرتموه من روح المسؤولية تجاوزنا ولله الحمد أبرز المعوقات، بل وكسبنا الرهان بكم وحققنا مكاسب تربوية وتعليمية واجتماعية أخرى. طلاب الأعزاء، سعدت كثيرا كوني معلمتكم اللغة العربية لهذا العام، وتشرفت بما قدمتم من أنشطة فعالة ومفيدة أثبتت أنكم عند حسن ظني. لكم خالص الشكر والتقدير والاحترام. رسالتي إليكم في نهاية كلمتي: لا تيأسوا أبدا، فكما بدأنا من هنا خطوة بخطوة، أيضا يجب أن تكون خطواتكم خطوة بخطوة نحو المستقبل. لكن اعلموا أننا لن ننهي ما بدأناه، وأن الباب مفتوح دوما لكل ما تحبون طلبه من علم، ولذلك دوما باب الأمل مفتوح لكم. ولن ننسى أقلاما خططناها في الكتب، فالعزم من الآن يتجدد مع حياة جميلة وسعيدة تعيشوها. إليكم أكبر التهنئة بتخرجكم. لقد حان الوقت الآن لتأخذوا قسطا من الراحة استعدادا لمرحلة أخرى بأهداف كبيرة وآمال جديدة. وفي الختام أسأل الله تعالى أن يجعل عملنا مقبولا خالصا لوجهه الكريم، وأن يعيننا وإياكم على أداء الأمانة، ووفقنا وإياكم الله لما فيه خير لهذا الوطن. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
We will now have the award ceremony of 6B1. Year 6B1, what a journey we have had this past year. Together, we have grown into young adolescents. We have had laughs, cries, failures, and most importantly, successes. You have been a part of my every my genade moment and survived many fat chats. You have worked extremely hard this year through these extraordinary circumstances, and I am a proud teacher today. Here we will celebrate each one of your successes and bid you adieu on your primary school adventure. Thank you for being a wonderful class. I will miss you and wish you all the good luck and good fortune in your journey into the secondary school. Let's start by congratulating each one of you. Aaron.
Yes.
Congratulations on the successful completion of Key Stage 2. Al-Mutassim. Congratulations on the successful completion of Key Stage 2. Al-Mutassim has also been awarded the Best Academic Student in Arabic A as well as Islamic A. Benjamin. Congratulations on the successful completion of Key Stage 2. EJ. Congratulations on the successful completion of Key Stage 2. EJ has also been awarded the Best Academic Student in English. Hashim. Congratulations on the successful completion of Key Stage 2. Mohammed Saad. Congratulations on the successful completion of Key Stage 2. Omar. Congratulations on the successful completion of Key Stage 2. Omar has also been awarded the Best Academic Student in UAE Social Studies B and Design Technology. Rashid. Congratulations on the successful completion of Key Stage 2. Rigveda. Congratulations on the successful completion of Key Stage 2. Rigveda has also been awarded the Best Academic Student in Science. Salim. Congratulations on the successful completion of Key Stage 2. Yusuf. Congratulations on the successful completion of Key Stage 2. Adam. Congratulations on the successful completion of Key Stage 2. Ahmed. Congratulations on the successful completion of Key Stage 2. Ahmed has also been awarded the Best Academic Student in Drama. Etisam. Congratulations on the successful completion of Key Stage 2. Etisam has also been awarded the Best Academic Student in Food Technology as well as in Islamic B. Jaber. Congratulations on the successful completion of Key Stage 2. Jaber has also been awarded the Best Academic Student in Geography, as well as our Most Improved Student in 6B1. Karnay.
Hi, everyone.
Congratulations on the successful completion of Key Stage 2. Malik. Congratulations on the successful completion of Key Stage 2. Malik has also been awarded the Best Academic Student in Spanish as well as in Maths. Milan. Congratulations on the successful completion of Key Stage 2. Milan has also been awarded the Best Academic Student in Music, Art, ICT, as well as our Best Overall Academic Student in 6B1. Mohammed Yusuf. Congratulations on the successful completion of Key Stage 2. Mohammed Yusuf has also been awarded the Best Academic Student in Drama. Muhammad Ali. Congratulations on the successful completion of Key Stage 2. Muhammad Abu Bakr. Congratulations on the successful completion of Key Stage 2. Mustafa. Congratulations on the successful completion of Key Stage 2. Mustafa has also been awarded the Best Academic Student in Arabic B as well as in Islamic B. Soccer. Congratulations on the successful completion of Key Stage 2. Shanae. Congratulations on the successful completion of Key Stage 2. Ulrich. Congratulations on the successful completion of Key Stage 2. Ulrich has also been awarded the Best Academic Student in PE, Art, and in Drama. Yasin. Congratulations on the successful completion of Key Stage 2. Yasin has also been awarded the Best Academic Student in History. We will now hear about Pranya's experiences in Year 6.
Good morning. Today I'd like to talk about my experiences in Year 6. Some of my memories make me feel at the top of the world, while the others petrified me. There have been many competitions and opportunities to take part in and win prizes. I made many wonderful friends, and thanks to all my teachers for being really supportive throughout this year, helping me build up my confidence and improving my cognitive skills. I started my experience of this thoughtful learning under the guidance of an amazing teacher, Miss Sylvia. But I also missed the bond while moving on to Year 7. Some of the experiences that petrified me was when we had to learn from home, although it taught us a lot about technology. I'd like to thank my friends, my teachers, and the principal. And I'm looking forward to the amazing journey of Year 7. Thank you.
We will now have the award ceremony for 6B2 presented by Mr. Ryan.
Good morning, Year 6B2. It has been an honor and a privilege to have every single one of you in my class this academic year, distance learning and in class. Every one of you brought your own light to the class, which is made for a memorable year, as all of you have your own unique personalities. It has certainly been a tough year for all of us amongst the uncertainty, but all of you have stepped up and made the most of a difficult situation. I am proud of every single one of you. We have had our ups and our downs together, but I can definitely say we've had more ups than downs, with lots of laughs in between. Thanks for making it such an amazing year. All the best for the future, and don't be shy to come say hello. With that said, I will now announce the graduates of Year 6B2. Abhishek. Congratulations on the successful completion of Key Stage 2. Al-Walid. Congratulations on the successful completion of Key Stage 2. Al-Walid has also been awarded the Best Academic Student in Arabic B, History, and in Drama. Hamad. Congratulations on the successful completion of Key Stage 2. Mizag. Congratulations on the successful completion of Key Stage 2. Mizag was also the Best Academic Student in Science. Muhammad Adnan. Congratulations on the successful completion of Key Stage 2. Muhammad Faisal. Congratulations on the successful completion of Key Stage 2. Muhammad Faris. Congratulations on the successful completion of Key Stage 2. Pranav. Congratulations on the successful completion of Key Stage 2. Sultan. Congratulations on the successful completion of Key Stage 2. Yusuf. Congratulations on the successful completion of Key Stage 2. Adam. Congratulations on the successful completion of Key Stage 2. Adam is also the overall most improved student in Year 6B2. Ahmed. Congratulations on the successful completion of Key Stage 2. Arnav. Congratulations on the successful completion in Key Stage 2. Arnav is also the best academic student in Arabic. Isaac. Congratulations on the successful completion of Key Stage 2. Isaac is also the best academic student in PSHE. Kush. Congratulations on the successful completion of Key Stage 2. Mahadi. Congratulations on the successful completion of Key Stage 2. Mahadi is also the best academic student in Arabic B, Music, Art, ICT, and Drama. Very well done, Mahadi. Mazen. Congratulations on the successful completion of Key Stage 2. Mikhail. Congratulations on the successful completion of Key Stage 2. Mikhail is also the best academic student in PE. Muhammad Ahmad. Congratulations on the successful completion of Key Stage 2. Muhammad Ahmad is also the best academic student in Arabic B and in mathematics. Obaid. Congratulations on the successful completion of Key Stage 2. Rayan. Congratulations on the successful completion of Key Stage 2. Rayan is also the best academic student in food technology. Rohan. Congratulations on the successful completion of Key Stage 2. Rohan is also the best academic student in geography. Samir. Congratulations on the successful completion of Key Stage 2. Samir is also the best academic student in Arabic B, Spanish, Art, Drama. Samir is also the best overall achieving student in Year 6B2. Very well done, Samir. Tihab. Congratulations on the successful completion of Key Stage 2. Vihan. Congratulations on the successful completion of Key Stage 2. Vihan is also the best academic student in English. Zamil. Congratulations on the successful completion of Key Stage 2.
We'll now hear what Malik enjoyed most about Year 6.
Welcome, distinguished guests, teachers, parents, and most importantly, students. My name is Malik, and I will be talking about what I liked in Year 6 and one of the most memorable experiences that I have come across in Year 6. Year 6 was a very fun year for me. I got to make new friends from all across the world and meet new people in the school. First, before anything else, I would like to thank all my classmates and all the amazing teachers that made Year 6 one of the most fun and enjoyable experiences of my life, and getting us all through this year, even though there was a worldwide pandemic going on. One of the most memorable experiences for me this year was getting picked by a lot of boys and girls in the student council election. That made me more sociable and interactive with my friends, and it also made me a lot less shy and more confident about myself. I also really loved this year because of all my amazing friends and teachers. They really helped me get through this tough year. Once again, I would love to thank everyone, and I hope to see everyone in Year 7.
We will now have the award ceremony for 6G1 presented by Ms. Linnell.
Year 6G1, it has been an amazing year watching each and every one of you grow. The year has come and goes so quickly. I cannot believe the end is already here. I'm so excited for your futures and want nothing but the very best in the years to come. I know that each and every one of you will succeed in anything you put your minds to. Remember to always work hard and never give up. Good luck next year in secondary. Now we will start with the ceremony and awards. Anna. Congratulations on the successful completion of Key Stage 2 and also the Best Academic Student in Science. Anora. Congratulations on the successful completion of Key Stage 2. Daslin. Congratulations on the successful completion of Key Stage 2, also Best Academic Student in Arabic B, PE, ICT, and the Best Overall Student, Academic Student. Gaia. Congratulations on the successful completion of Key Stage 2. Rauda. Congratulations on the successful completion of Key Stage 2. Shama. Congratulations on the successful completion of Key Stage 2. Agathe. Congratulations on the successful completion of Key Stage 2, also Best Academic Student in Spanish, Music, Maths, and Art. Aliza. Congratulations on the successful completion of Key Stage 2, also Best Academic Student in Arabic B, Islamic B, Geography, and Drama. Ishal. Congratulations on the successful completion of Key Stage 2, also Best Academic Student in Arabic B. Furiel. Congratulations on the successful completion of Key Stage 2. Word. Congratulations on the successful completion of Key Stage 2, Best Academic Student in Food Technology and English. Joanna. Congratulations on the successful completion of Key Stage 2. Malik. Congratulations on the successful completion of Key Stage 2, also Best Academic Student in Design Technology. Masa. Congratulations on the successful completion of Key Stage 2. Mutsa. Congratulations on the successful completion of Key Stage 2, also Best Academic Student in PSHE, Drama, and Most Improved Student. Nada. Congratulations on the successful completion of Key Stage 2. Umayma. Congratulations on the successful completion of Key Stage 2, Best Academic Student in Art, History, and Drama. Stacy. Congratulations on the successful completion of Key Stage 2. Suhaila. Congratulations on the successful completion of Key Stage 2.
We will now hear a poem recitation by Mutsa in 6G1.
Year 6. We have been together for this year, sharing our hopes, dreams, and fears. But last year, we were sent home to stay. Learning online was our new school day. We made rainbow pictures and went out to cheer the frontline workers protecting those we hold dear. What should have been a time for celebration became a time of worry and isolation. But what we have learned in a time like this is what's truly important and the friends we miss. It has not been the final year in primary we have hoped, but I've been amazed at your strength and how well we've coped. Hold on to the memories that we have shared and those who cared. The teachers of year 6 will hold a place in our heart for the courage you've shown from the very start. You've carried on regardless during this period of change and continued on when things were strange. We're moving on to somewhere new, filled with the confidence we need to see us through. From me, I wish you the best. Smiles and hard work will be your key to success.
We will now have the award ceremony for 6G2 presented by Miss Sylvia. Year 6G2. I feel that we have all had a wonderful year together. We started with only a few, but towards the end of the year, I had most of you in the class. The Year 6G2 class in its entirety is an absolute wonderful bunch. We have all developed such a bond. It's bittersweet for me to say goodbye. But I do know that moving forward, you will all keep making me proud, you will all keep making me smile, and you will all keep making me laugh. May each of you
May each one of you continue being as amazing as you are. I had an absolutely splendid year with you all. Fatima, congratulations on the successful completion of year of Key Stage 2. Mira, congratulations on the completion of Key Stage 2. Vega, congratulations on the successful completion of Key Stage 2, as well as receiving the Best Academic Student for Geography. Farida, congratulations on the successful completion of Key Stage 2. Noof, congratulations on the successful completion of Key Stage 2. Celine, congratulations on the successful completion of Key Stage 2. Celine also receives the Best Academic Student in English as well as in Art. Ghana, congratulations on the successful completion of Key Stage 2. Gala also receives the Most Improved Student. Hadra, congratulations on the completion of Key Stage 2. Hadra also receives the Best Academic Student in History as well as Drama Award. Pranya, congratulations on the successful completion of Key Stage 2. Pranya also received the Best Academic Student in UAE Social Studies B as well as in Drama. Shamika, congratulations on the successful completion of Key Stage 2. Shuk, congratulations on the successful completion of Key Stage 2. Shuk also receives the Most Improved Student Award. Aisha, congratulations on the successful completion of Key Stage 2. Aisha also receives the Best Academic Student in Music Award. Dinara, congratulations on the successful completion of Key Stage 2. Dinara also receives the Best Academic Award for Food Technology. Jenna, congratulations on the successful completion of Key Stage 2. Jenna is also awarded with the certificate to Best Academic Student in Arabic A, Spanish, Islamic A, ICT, as well as the Best Overall Student in 6G2. Well done for that effort. Maitha, congratulations on the successful completion of Key Stage 2. Maitha is also awarded the Best Student in Drama Award. Shahad. Congratulations on the successful completion of Key Stage 2. Shahad also receives the Best Academic Student in Science Award. Aislinn. Congratulations on the successful completion of Key Stage 2. Aislinn is also receiving the Best Academic Student in Mathematics Award.
We will now hear a staff thank you message from Samir in 6B2.
Honorable Headmaster Mr. Ian, respected teachers and my dear classmates, good morning. I have been given this opportunity to share my gratitude for reaching this huge milestone in our academic growth. Today, we can proudly say that we're stepping into the secondary section of our school, ready to further explore our abilities and newer horizons of learning. On this occasion, I can recall my entire educational journey so far and remember all my teachers and their immense contribution to developing the love of learning in my heart. Although I've been a part of Diafa International School for 2 years, thanks to the welcoming staff, kind teachers, and helpful friends, I've always felt I belonged here. I am grateful to my parents for choosing this institution for me and providing their utmost support with their time, presence, and guidance, and any necessary resources I need. Especially during the testing times of the pandemic, I am fortunate to be in a school which is fully equipped to handle the situation with brilliance and continued learning smoothly. Of course, this is only possible with the hard work and efforts of our heroes, the teachers and the staff who are always available to assist us. In my few years' journey of education, I've learned that it is the love of learning, the curiosity, and the desire to gain knowledge that is the foundation of all progress. And we can only gain the passion to learn under the guidance and supervision of such role models who practice their passion with all their heart. Growing up, I saw my parents managing their roles with enthusiasm, both at home and at work. Both of them are into healthy activities and they encourage me not just for my academic achievements, but push me to explore my abilities in extracurricular skills like sports and other arts, as learning is not just limited to books. Right from the early years, through the key stages, to the limitless possibilities of careers, the light of our mentors will be our guide in all walks of life. I look forward to the years of learning ahead and would like to conclude with the words of Albert Einstein. Intellectual growth should begin at birth and cease only at death. Thank you.
We will now hear from Ms. Lurleen, our head of primary, in her address to the Year 6 students.
Today is a celebration of all that is great about our students, teachers, and our school. It is wonderful to observe all the positive energy that comes on graduation day. I'm excited about the future for each of our students graduating today. You have the potential to be all that you want to be. As the head of primary, I want to thank you for coming to our virtual graduation ceremony. Having so many of you here virtually is a testament to the achievements of our Year 6 graduates and to the love and support they have received over the years from the staff, parents, and the whole school community. I am enormously proud of the Year 6s of 2021. Each one of our pupils have worked very hard to realise their full potential. They've persevered and worked towards achieving their goals in a very determined way. Each of you have grown in a way that you should be proud of, and you are now ready to transition to a new, exciting chapter in your lives. We endeavour to continue providing a holistic education for our school community. It is not all about academic achievements, but rather about embracing all the various opportunities in sport, music, art, personal enrichment programs, and student councils, all that our school offers to the students. This Year 6 group of students have grasped these opportunities, and the staff have watched in awe as they develop both life skills and resilience across the broad curricula in our school. Can I take this opportunity to thank all of you parents for your tremendous support and willingness to support your child's education in our school. We value and acknowledge the support of the parent community in the provision of an inclusive education here. Thanks to the teaching staff and the support staff that have cared for the students like their own children. I want to personally thank Ms. Zoe Lee, Mr. Ryan, Ms. Linnell, Ms. Sylvia, Mr. Vinod, Mr. Shane, Ms. Gillian, Ms. Salam, Ms. Ala, Ms. Basima, Ms. Hadia, Ms. Shireen, Ms. Banan, Mr. James, Ms. Dalene, Ms. Leandri, Ms. Rosa, Mr. Arvand, and finally, Mr. Alejandro. You have all done an amazing job. Like any production, behind the scenes, there's a huge commitment going into each lesson prepared and an eagerness to be the very best staff that they can be. It is a privilege for me to work with this staff who have such a skill set and expertise in education. Their dedication to educating the students in our school is enormous, so I want to say a big thank you. To all of our students here, the future is where you will spend most of your lives. The real power of creating and being responsible for your own future is unlimited. You will hopefully experience enormous joy in creating this journey for yourself and enjoy the benefits of it too. Of course, there will be challenges ahead. However, when you are determined to succeed, you will make the right choices for you. I encourage you to put all your energy, your talent, and your time into each opportunity that comes your way. Finally, I wish for you all to follow your dreams, follow your passion, believe in yourself, and remember this: life is an endless process of self-discovery. Thank you.
We will now hear closing remarks by our Vice Principal, Ms. Wendy.
Thank you, Ms. Zoe. Thank you, Ms. Nolene. I'm wondering if they saved the best till last or the oldest till last. Let's start. Year 6. Goodness me. I want to start with the DIAPA mission. I'll have to put my glasses on because I am old. We are committed to a holistic-based education in a caring and enlightened environment. We aim to foster creative thinking, courage of convictions, and a positive attitude to draw out the highest potential in every student's mind, spirit, and body. And I think all of those people involved in helping our Year 6 students get from the beginning of the year to the end of the year in these challenging times, they have achieved that mission in a very fine manner. We'd also like to thank, as Ms. Nolene has said, our parents, our amazing parents, who have gone through challenging times. They've had to sometimes have 3 children at home online, and they've managed to do that. They may have been working. They have to juggle all sorts of things. So parents, a very special thank you to you. So congratulations, Year 6, on officially graduating from your primary school years. It doesn't seem that long ago when we first met you, starting on this journey. Some of you I've known for over 5 years. This journey has helped you physically, socially, academically, and emotionally. I'm sure of that. We felt privileged to share your years in primary school and thank you for your commitment, passion, and all that you have brought to DIS. Although I'm not sure about the time someone pushed the fire alarm as a dear. That wasn't such a happy thing, but those things are what make up the day in the life of a school. I'd like to share with you 5 things which may guide you in the future. And I know Miss Zoe shared these with you last year, and I just thought they were so wonderful, I want to do it again. Number 1, passion. Do what interests you. You'll be making important choices over the next few years, and eventually you'll find out what you love to do. So pour yourself into it. You'll be your best that way if you're doing what you want to do, and you'll be happy. You'll feel true joy. So do what you love and make it your passion. Number 2, enthusiasm and desire. I can assure you that I'm full of enthusiasm and desire, and this morning this particular display you see here was created within 2 hours because of enthusiasm and desire and wanting it to look good for you at home. Number 3, challenge the status quo. Ask questions. Be interested. Number 4, probably one of the ones that I really feel is important. When someone comes to you, say, how can I help you? What can I do for you? What do you need? Care for others, and it will come back to you in ways you never anticipated. Be humble, have humility. Number 5, continue to evolve. Goodness me, have we not evolved over since the beginning of last March? In many, many ways. Evolve in your thinking and in your views on life. You must continue to learn. Surround yourself with bright, positive people like me. Be open, be inquisitive, think innovatively. There's a saying, if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. We've heard that before, but probably it's true. Well, that's the 5 that I've mentioned. You may not remember any of these, but savor this moment, as this is the day you will remember, and there's only going to be one of them. We can't bring back time. When today is over, look into the eyes of your parents, grandparents, brothers or sisters, cousins, family members, whoever helped you on your journey here. Thank them, verbally or in your mind, and appreciate them. Enjoy your next challenge and embrace secondary with all the wonderful new facilities and opportunities with commitment and passion. Goodness me, if you were in the secondary, there's the food technology lab, there's a design technology, there's a beautiful foyer, there's the music room, a recording studio, opportunities at your fingertips to take advantage of. I'd like to end, first of all, with saying to everyone, I know everyone said thank you, but especially those behind the scenes. We've said thank you to our IT department, Mr. Sarah, Mr. Vimmel in the maintenance department, everyone who's been involved in the school day to help our students get from the beginning of the day to the end of the day. But I'd like to end with one of my favourite quotes by a famous poet called Mary Angelou, which I believe is very true. And that is, people will forget what you said. People will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. And you have made us feel very proud. So year 6, good luck. And remember these 4 words with 17 letters. Let your light shine. Thank you very much, everyone.
You may have encountered a Greek hero named Odysseus, and if you haven't, you will down the road. Odysseus was the man who, after fighting in the Trojan War for 10 years, took another 10 years to make his way home. The story of his adventures, the Odyssey by Homer, is one of the greatest stories ever told. I mention Odysseus for 2 reasons. The first is that, over the course of his wanderings, Odysseus had many remarkable adventures, and each one tested him. So too in your own journey will you have many adventures and encounter many opportunities to test yourself and be tested. Be sure to seize these opportunities and learn from them, and learn also about yourself. Only by doing this will you be able to realize most fully your tremendous personal potential. The second reason I mention Odysseus is that in order to make it home, Odysseus had to make use of all his skills and talents. He was clever, imaginative, curious, which often got him into trouble, loyal, caring, insightful about people, creative, and a great storyteller. He was not just one kind of person. He was many-faceted. And so are you. It's sometimes tempting to think of ourselves in categories: math student, athlete, artist, musician, writer, dancer, or historian. But the key is to allow yourself to be all these things. The wider the range of your interests, the greater a range of skills you will develop, and the more interesting a life you will have. Think of people you know who are interesting and fun to be around. These are the people who can sing and play guitar and cook and garden and recite a Shakespeare poem and discuss the impact on society of a particular political policy. They are people who know things and can do things. They are people who make things happen. So with the foundation you have established here in the primary school as your springboard, remain open to all the opportunities that lie ahead, this summer and next year and beyond. There is always something new to learn, and as Odysseus discovered, there is always a new adventure around the corner. Congratulations to you all on your achievements and your hard work. I would also like to take this opportunity to thank every staff member that contributed to the success of this graduation. Mr. Ryan, Ms. Linnell, and Ms. Sylvia. You have been a wonderful team to work with this year, and I'm a proud head of year to have you all on my side. Thank you for all of your hard work in helping shape the lives of these wonderful students today. I would also like to thank Mr. Ian, Ms. Wendy, and Ms. Nolene for the guidance and support this year, not only during graduation, but during the entire year. You have all been wonderful leaders and mentors. This day would not be a success without the technical team that have worked incredibly hard to put all this together today. Thank you to our unsung heroes for knowing how to put on a tremendous show without being seen or heard. You are all wonderful. Thank you for everyone's efforts today. Year 6 students, thank you for working hard this year. I look forward to hearing wonderful stories about you from the secondary teachers. Make not only us and your parents proud, but yourselves too. Thank you.
Welcome to Diafa International School. I'd like to tell you about two things in this school that I consider to be very important. One is the quality products that we bought to make sure that your children are as safe as they possibly can be. The second is the training that we put in to make sure that your children can be as educated as possible. We're a Microsoft Showcase school, and we're an international school with all of the most modern facilities: a design technology lab, a food technology lab, a beautiful new swimming pool. But you know, above all, more than that, we have a dedicated, quality, international staff who are looking forward to welcoming you and your children.
I love Diafa International School.
Maintaining a healthy lifestyle is not only about eating healthy, but doing your part in being active as well. And here at Diafa, we have so many new facilities for various sports which the students can use to balance their lifestyle.
Diafa offers a variety of facilities for sports, including 2 courts for tennis and basketball, a football pitch, and an indoors gym and a swimming pool as well.
Here at Diafa swimming pool facility, we are engaged into discovering new skills and show off potential skills, but most importantly, we love fair play here at Diafa. Within time, the school helps us grow and has more trust in us, and it gives us opportunities that we embrace and we take.
My name is Etika, and I'm from Class 10G. I'm speaking to you from a brand new biology lab in Diafa International School, where we get to explore science and do cool experiments.
We have lots of options and opportunities to be creative here. Our motto is, let your light shine.
There are lots of different nationalities in my school, and I'm from France.
I like music because I can learn how to use the recorder and sing, and I also like to learn how to use the drum.
So here in Diafa International School, the library is one of the most beautiful rooms. I would often bring my groups of students over here to do some research on their subject or simply to find the perfect book. As you can see, the atmosphere in the library is very nice.
Welcome to the Design Technology Lab here in Diafa, where students will have the opportunity to learn new skills and showcase their capabilities, making new projects each and every week and learning how to use new and emerging technologies.
We are delighted to have our new food technology facilities here in Diafa International School and to be able to share them with the students. Here in food technology, we learn all about healthy eating, nutrition, how to create a balanced diet, and then more importantly, we learn how to implement this new information by baking healthy snacks, creating starters, main courses, anything you can imagine.
My name is Mr. Daniel, and I'm a parent here at Diafa as well as a teacher. And my son is in the early years program here for the past 2 years. And I'm thrilled with the teaching experience that he has been given. He's got a great relationship with his teacher. And not only the academics is the reason why I chose to keep him in this school, but also for the family-like environment that Diafa provides.
So, on behalf of our founder, Mrs. Winnie de Cunha, the management, the staff, and most importantly, pupils, we'd like to thank you for joining us in our visit of our school. But if you would like to let your light shine, please join us in Diafa, come down and let us make you welcome. Until then, ladies, gentlemen, thanks very much. Cheerio.